This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so from this session, I will try to conduct sessions on like crash course on Selenium with Java. So it will be like if you have basic knowledge of Selenium with Java, then at least these sessions will help you to uh, like you will get it revised. Okay, so what are the concept or what are the basic concept I will try to cover so that it will be refreshed. And if you are beginner also, then also I will try so that it should help you. Okay, so let's see how it goes. And if you think that I need to explain more or I am going too fast, or you need more explanations or whatever you need, you can just stop me and ask that, okay, you need to repeat this particular concept or explain it more or whatever. Okay, so let's take whatever advantage we can take from each other, because when you will ask questions, obviously I will also learn. It's not like that I know everything, but yeah, whatever questions you ask from there, you will learn, I will learn, and others members will also learn. Okay, so we'll start from the basics. So okay, so I will not go to Java part, so I will directly start with the Selenium concept. Okay, so as we know that Selenium automates browser, right? That is the one line definition. It not even one line, it's like three words definition which summarize what is actually Selenium. Okay, so Selenium automates browser, and whatever website or whatever application you can access through a browser, that can be automated using Selenium. Okay, so I will not directly jump with Maven or something. Get started with the simple Java project. Okay, simple Java project where I will add some Selenium jars and all. Okay, so very basics, like simple thing. What we are going to start with the simple lines of code will write in Selenium. So let's see. So instead of creating a Maven project, or because that will cover later, let's start with the simple Java project. Okay, so let me go to file and I will go to project and I will select Java project, right? So I will give the name like the target common Selenium crash course. Okay, and it will default location, so that is the obvious thing, and then I will finish it. Okay, so I will try to explain that like why should we go for the Maven project and how it helps. So it will you will get better if you start with the simple Java project. Then I will show that why we should go for Maven projects. Okay, so this is normal Java projects. Okay, so we know that because Selenium is the external jar, Selenium is external Java jar, and if you want to use that one Selenium in our project, so we first need to add that particular jar in our class path. Okay, so let's go and try to download the latest Selenium. So we can go to Selenium download, and if you go here, so we can download because this is the like currently it is Selenium 4 is going to be launched and they have released the alpha versions only. So let's go with the stable version as of now. So if we see that it is a jar file. Okay, so that is for Java. So let's go here, and if you see the jar file, so it will be like it is the group of compiled classes, compiled Java files. Okay, and it has all the dot class files. Okay, so let's copy this. Okay, and better to keep in our project folder. Okay, so what I'll do here, I will create a folder here. Okay, and I will name it jar files. Okay, so I will paste it here. Okay, so I have simply added this jar file within our project, Java project, but still we cannot use it until unless you add it into your build path. Okay, that's why you see the build path. So just you see that what is the icon here, right? But when I just add it to build path, you'll see it into build path. Can you see it refresh coming? And you can see the icon is also changed. That means this particular jar file is available in class path of this particular project. And if you go to build path of mhm, configure build path, okay, you can see that how this is being added here. Okay, so this happens actually, whatever jar files you are using, you need to add it to build path. Okay, and that we need to do manually if because we are not using manual, we have simple Java project. That's why we need to reference it with our reference it in within our project. Okay, perfect. So we have set up it. So now let's create some test and just to test whether we can use it or not. So creating package always use because we should always group our classes based on module or functionality, right? So package is always a good thing. Don't get everything in default package or don't get everything in same package because that will not make good structure also, and that is not feasible and for not maintainable also. So let's create some basic selenium test. Okay, so in this basic same test I will create with like start with the launching Chrome browser because that is the first thing we should learn launching Chrome browser. Okay, so I'll go step by step. Like you'll see that what is we are making mistakes, so we don't have any test engine unit here. So what I need to do, I need to go for simple main class. Okay, because the any Java program, the execution of any Java program starts from main method. Okay, so what is the basic concept? Like to launch any browser in Selenium, they have provide the corresponding classes. Like if you want to launch Chrome browser, you need to get an object of Chrome driver. Or if you have you want to open Firefox, then you have Firefox driver. Same for others browser as well. Okay, so let's create an object of Chrome driver. You can see that we can access it, right? Chrome driver, and we need to create an object. Okay, new Chrome driver. Okay, so what I said that if you want to open any browser, you need to create an instance of that particular driver class. Okay, so that's all. We have one line of statement. Okay, now try to run this program, see what is happening. Okay, just we are concerning that we are not loading any URL or anything. Just we want to launch a Chrome browser. Let's see what happens if you run this program. So because we don't have any test engine, so we're not getting like run as a test engine test. It's a simple Java application, so we are getting run as Java application. Let's run it. Okay, so we get one exception like the path to driver executable must be set by this webdriver.com.driver. Okay, so why did we get this particular exception? Okay, so like we have Selenium. Okay, Selenium code, Selenium whatever we're writing the code here, and we have the real browsers, right? So this our code cannot directly communicate with the browser. Okay, so they have something intermediary between which will which will act as an interface between our Selenium code and the real browser. Okay, that's why they they are asking like we need something like they need to know where the particular browser drivers are. Okay, so let me okay, so for any browser we need to download the executable. That executable will act as a interface between our code and the actual browser. Okay, so let's go and download the Chrome driver executable actually. Chrome driver download. Okay, so this is the one thing like if you go here, so you will find different Chrome driver versions for every release. Okay, so before you go for downloading, right? So you need to see that what is the current version of your Chrome browser. Okay, so you can go to help and see the about Google Chrome, and you see that I have 84 version. Okay, so if you go here, if I go to this particular, so I see, okay, so for 84 we have this Chrome drive version. Okay, and it supports 84. So this, because maximum time the beginners always get this issue, like they are getting exception like session not created, or they are not able to open the browser. So maximum time the issue is the incompatibility between your Chrome browser and the Chrome driver executable file. Okay, so let me download it. Okay, so you see that this Chrome driver is like is specific for the OS versions for Linux, Mac, and Windows. So for Windows, this particular works for both 64-bit and 32-bit. So we can download it. Okay, so it is generally zip file. Okay, inside zip file we have, when you unzip it. Okay, so you will see it. If you unzip it, you will see one exe file. Okay, if you go inside you will see one executable file. Okay, so if you get to properties, so we'll see .exe. Okay, why exe? Because this .exe is the extension of executable file for Windows. If you are downloading this for Mac or what do you call that, Linux, you will not see any extension there. You need to set the, you need to keep the executable permission for them. Okay, so there's one question, like for beginners they ask, can you change the name of this? Obviously you can change the name of Chrome driver to anything, just whatever name you are passing that you need to use. So let me change it for you, so that I will simply give uh, custom custom name for Chrome driver. Okay, so I'm able to change the name. What I just need to do, I need to set the path with the name plus extension. Okay, so for every browser, like they have defined the key. Okay, they have defined the key. Okay, that you need to set the path using this key only, because when they are trying to opening the Chrome browser, they are searching with this key, and then from there you will, they will get to know, okay, at this particular location they have stored the executable file and I need to start with that. Okay, so let me set the path. So system dot set property, and key we have, we need to pass this one, and in the value you need to give this one. Okay, okay, so what the name we have, whatever we name we have set it, we need to give that. So it is Chrome driver. Okay, and give the .exe. Okay, so, and we need to give this particular key here so that it will be able to search it. Let's run it now. So hopefully now we should get the Chrome browser opened. No, why? Sorry, this maybe I was not able to copy it properly. Control C, paste, and we have exe here. So let's run. Let's see what happens now. Okay, okay. So hopefully it is able to open my Chrome browser. Okay, so it's simple thing. I'm not loading any browser and loading any URL and all. So it's a plain one. But if you see the log here, so you see something here, right? Okay, how it is, how what is happening here, like suppose I will go to that our exe file and just simply double click on it. Okay, can you see the same line here? Okay, so so that's why they are looking for the Chrome driver executable path. So they'll start that executable path so that it will communicate between your code and the actual browser. Okay, that's why we need executable in between, because Selenium cannot directly communicate with your real browser. They need some intermediary between. Okay, that is Chrome driver exe, right? So that's why we have set the path here. Okay. So you can see that also I have changed the name and I'm trying to use it. Okay, and you need to use the extension. This extension is only valid for Windows because you get the extension there, but for the Linux or Mac you'll not get it, and it will be without the extension. Okay, so just keep in mind if you're using Mac or Linux, so there is no extension, but you need to set the executable permission using the change mode command. Okay, so now see one thing, like here if you see that I have hard coded my path here, right? If someone new come to like if I trying to give this project to someone else, so they will not this program will not run because this is my local path, right? This is my local path, so we cannot give this path here. Okay, so what the best thing we can do, instead of, because I downloaded this executable file in the download section, so I kept it here only. So what I can do for the better this one, I will copy this one. Okay, I will copy this exe file. Okay, I will keep within the project. Okay, I will create one folder here. Okay, and I will name it as exe files. Okay, so inside it I will paste it. Okay, so this particular Chrome diary executable file is within my project. Okay, so what I will do here, there is one Java property system dot get property. It's called user.dir. Okay, user.dir. So it will return user user.dir. So what this actually return? This will return the path till here, till your project. So wherever you are running, if you are giving this project, this particular program to other user, okay, so it will return their path till this particular project. Okay, and instead of hard coding this particular thing, okay, what you can do, we can create the path here like user directory plus exe files. We are given the name, right? Exe files. Okay, you can use double slash or you can use single slash as well, forward and backslash. Okay, so exe files are given the name. Okay, so let's run it. See, it should give me the same output again. Okay, so this way we can remove the dependency here. We should not hard code any path, because if you hard code any path then it will be problem. Always use user.directory. Okay, okay, so this is simple thing we have launched on Chrome browser, and let's practice some basic command of Selenium. Okay, so what is the basic thing before, because if you want to automate something, right, so what is the first thing you will do? You need to load the URL, right? So for the practice purpose, I have selected this website. I think it should be good. Automationpractice.com. Okay, I will use this particular website for the demo. Okay, so let's try to load this website to load URL. Okay, so I will try to cover one very basic, very frequently asked question like difference between get and win, and let's see that what is difference actually. So I will simply load this particular URL and I will try to print it. System dot like get is the method which we can use to load any URL. Okay, and I will try to condiver dot get title, and even we can print the current URL also. Okay, so what is meaning of get title? So once you load any browser, okay, so you see the uh, it is hidden by this zoom, but okay, if you see here, how to, I don't know whether you can see that because it is hidden by this go to meeting control. So let me take it down. Okay, can you see this my store? So this my store generate title, and this you can also see here if you inspect it. Okay, so you can see there's one head, you see the title here. So when you use the get title, so this particular value is being retrieved. Okay, so let's run this program and see what is actually happening. Okay, so run it, Java application. Okay, it's launching the browser, and it's slow, so it's loading, and we know that the get methods will always hold the control till the page is loaded. So if you see here, so it is printed the title and it printed the URL. Okay, so let's try to do same thing using the to method. Okay, so Chrome driver dot navigate. Okay, navigate dot to, so it will be two, and I'll give the same URL, right? And same thing for get title and this one. Okay, so let's run the program and see, because generally people say that two will not wait for page to be loaded. Let's see whether it really works like that way. So it's opening the browser, and I will keep the mouse in the console. Okay, can you see it's loading? Can you see it's not printing the title and current URL? It is waiting. See, it's loading. Now once it's loaded, then it will print this one. So if you see that, if you see the Git documentation, okay. So what I'll do, I will go here and WebDriver Selenium Java doc. Okay, and if I go here, mostly I should go it here, or maybe I should go here, and let me take the latest one, and let me go to first Git. Okay, let me go to Git here. Okay, so here we have load a new web page in the current browser window. This is done using the get operation because they have uh, earlier it was um, JSON web protocol. Now it is like complete W3C protocol. So they have migrated from 3.8, I think. Yes. So this is loading the URL, and the link is that, and the method will block until the load is complete. Right. And if you see the last point here, synonym for navigation to string. Okay, synonym means it is same as get. Okay, and you can see here this is the to method, and you can see the description also. Load a new web page in the current browser window. This is done using an static get operation, and the method will block until the load is complete. Okay, and if you see the actual implementation of this two code, so they are calling get method internally. So in fact, there is no difference in low page loading of get and to, both works in the same way. Okay, the only difference is like how you calling it. Okay, this to method is part of in the in the web driver interface. They have sub inner interface that is called navigation. Okay, and inside navigation we have some methods like back, forward, refresh, to, and this overloaded to method. So if you want to navigate from back and forth, right, easily, so you can you can use these methods. I'll show you later also, like how it is helpful. But if the very basic interview question, like what is difference between get and to, so the difference is not like to will not wait for page to be loaded. Okay, I have shown you with the example also, and I have shown you in the official documentation as well. Both works in the same way. In fact, two method calls get method internally. Perfect. So don't confuse if someone says that both works in different way. No, both works in same way. Implementation is same because they are calling, like two is calling get method internally. Okay, perfect. So let me comment out this one. We'll go with this only, or whatever thing is that better go for this only because if you have confusion. Okay. And one thing also, like people generally say that we get will not keep the history. Okay, so let's try that one. What I will do here, I will simply comment out this, and I will keep this one. Okay, so I will simply, okay, so let me keep it. What I will do, I load three different URLs. Okay, so let me load google.com, and here I will open the facebook.com. Okay, and all three I am loading using the get method itself. Okay, okay. Now what I will do, I will simply try to, I will count driver dot navigate navigate dot back. Okay, again same thing. Okay, then I will use forward method. Okay, so the point to be notice here that all three URLs I am loading using the get method. Okay, and what I am doing, first it will load the automationpractice.com, then it will load the Google, then it will load the Facebook, then I trying to go to back means I will go from Facebook, I should go to Google, then from Google I should go for automationpractice.com because I am using twice to back, and then forward. So from automation practice I should go for Google, and from Google I should go for Facebook. Let's see if it works or not. Okay, so let me run it and see what is the output. Okay, so keep eyes on execution. So it is loading the automationpractice.com. It is waiting. It is opening the Google. Then opening the Facebook, right? And I'm going back to Google. I'm going to automation practice. Again Google. Again Facebook. So this proves that Git also keeps the history. Okay, it's not like that if you load any URL using the two method of navigation interface, then only you will get control on browser history. No, whatever whatever way you load the browsers, you will get the history. Okay, okay. So what is actually happening here when you are using the back or navigate, because when we are browsing through browsing some websites, so generally we use this particular buttons to get back or forward, right? It's the same thing. That same thing is there, back and forward. Okay, so the misconception, like if you are using a get method to load the URLs, you will not get the access on browsing history. That is not correct. I just showed you that I loaded three URLs using get, and all these were kept as all three were access we were able to access using the browsing history, right? Back and navigate, back forward. Okay, perfect. So I think I'm able to explain two differences, like two major questions. First thing, difference between get and to method. Generally, it is pronounced as get and navigate. Okay, And second thing, like you can access the browsing history if you are using the get method to load the URLs. Perfect. Okay, so let me comment all these things. So I think it is covered. Okay, and okay, okay. So if you are confused with this type of syntax, so this is called builder pattern, and maybe I will check in the next session. I will explain that how it is actually you are chaining the method chaining. Okay, so I will explain that thing later. So don't confuse with that. It's the simple thing where you are just I'm chaining so that I can access the method of navigate thing. Okay, so if you see this one, when I'm launching any browser here, right? So it is not launching in the full screen mode. Sorry, in maximize way. So let me maximize it. Chrome driver dot manage. Okay, dot Windows. Okay, dot maximize. Okay, so till Selenium 3 you can only maximize the window, but from Selenium 4 even you can minimize the window as well. If you are using the Selenium 4 alpha version, then you will see one minimize method as well. Okay, so you can use this particular method to maximize it, and there's one method called full screen. Okay, manage dot window dot full screen. So what is full screen means, when you launch any browser, right? So you see these headers and all. Like if you want to do the full screen, then these things will be hidden. Okay, so it will like complete browsers. There will be no tab visible or something. It will complete visible, complete window only. So okay, so let's do one thing. So let's run this. So you'll see the difference. Okay, so let me close also to close any what do you call that open browser. We need to use the close method here. Okay, so what we'll do, close will close the currently focused instance. So what is currently focused instance, I will show you later. So as of now, whatever browser we are opening, it should close it. So let me run it, and let's see what happens. So it will loading the URL. And okay, so maximize code it after loading the URL, so it will maximize. Can you see once it was full screen? So okay, so just to show you what was happening, so let me add some slip here. Okay, so add throw exception, so that you can see that what is difference between maximize and full screen. Okay, so load the URL, maximize it. See, this is the full screen. All the tabs are hidden, right? So this is the difference between maximize and full screen. Okay, okay. So let's see some important commands as well. So we know that how to get the title, get the current URL, and let's do some assertion. Okay, so we don't have station here. So like if you see here, uh, 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 okay, okay. So what should I do? Okay, so let's do some assertion like one whatever get title we're getting. Okay, so this is the get title right here. So I want to assert it. Okay, so this was recently I asked this question like in the mock interview, like suppose if you don't have TSNG, so how will assert any value? Okay, so that guy was confused. So but it's nothing, like it's simple Java logic can also use, because so let me store this particular actual title, right? Actual title is never dot get title. I get this one, right? And I will have something expected title, right? Expected title is this one, right? My store name. Okay, so I want to compare these two things, compare two values. Okay, and that guy was replying that we cannot do it without agent SNG. why you cannot use two? That string is a class, right? And they provide one, this one, right? Actual title equals what? Equals, we need to pass expected title, right? It will return me boolean, right? Is equal, or is title expected. Okay, so if both are same, it will return me. Let me print out this out. Is title. Okay, so if you run it, it is printing me true, right? So based on that, we wrote some assertion where we are checking whether I've expected or actual title is same or not. I use a simple string class, string concept, right? String class concept, string class method actually. So it's not like that you don't have testing, you cannot assert it. So that was the main thing. Whatever you're learning, just know the purpose before writing a lines of code. Okay. So we are able to verify the title and okay, so let's learn something new, some other commands as well. So if you go here, Chrome driver, okay, let's see what are the methods we can use here. So I'm not using find elements as of now. Okay, okay, okay. So window handle we see. What is window handle actually? This is the important thing. Okay, so like we see the briefcase, right? Any briefcase or any trolley bag, right? So they carry one handle, right? And handle means using that handle you can at least carry that. You can use control the movement of that particular trolley, right? So similar to that, every browser, whatever we are launching, okay, not even browser, we are saying that every tab or every window of browser, right, will have one unique handle, okay, alphanumeric handle. So if I try to print this git window handle, okay, so it will give me one string window handle, okay. And if I try to print this one, so it will give me a alphanumeric things, okay. So let me run it, see that what it actually gives us. Okay, so we can see that it is printing some alphanumeric um, string, which is generally kit window handler. So there are many usage of this one, which we'll see later. But yeah, as of now, we can get the handle using this one. Okay, and let's see some other method. Whatever we have, Chrome driver. Okay, Chrome driver dot. Let's see what the things we can use here. Okay, let's see this method, get page source. Okay, so what is actually get page source here? So like suppose this is my web page, and if I try to get this one, right, view page source, right, view page source. So generally this is one interview question also, like what is the difference between when we inspect and when we do the page source. So whatever page is loaded here, right, so whatever page is loaded and when we inspect it, right, so if we inspect it and you see here, okay, so it is actually same thing, right, here also it is same thing. Whatever you see, the head and body index, whatever you see here in the page source also, you have similar kind of thing you will having here as well, right? So it is like complete page source. It will whatever the code has been used to develop this particular, you can see everything here, okay. So If you want to get the complete page source, you can use this method. Need to print the complete like that one string page source. Okay, if you have to print it, string page source. Okay, let me run it, see what it is printing. Okay, can you see it's printed everything? Right, this is HTML content they have printed it. So mostly I have seen this usage like if some they were searching for some particular value in the page source. So I'm also not sure like where actually real time we can use it, but yeah, if you want to get the complete content, so it will show you all the content here. Okay, so that is again just to know. So okay, so let me see if we have something special. Okay, so if you see here, this particular, I don't know how to do this one, but yeah. So let me do some practice here, like, okay. So, okay. So generally, there's one question is always asked that how will get to know whether page is loaded completely or not, right? Or before performing any action, what you need to do. So like suppose if I go here and if I inspect it, okay, and I go to console, okay, and I do document dot ready state, okay. If I run this particular JavaScript commands, we see it is complete, okay. And suppose I reload the page and try to hit the same thing, so it is saying interactive, right? Because it is being loaded now, okay. So you can see how it gives the loading. If you just see the mouse, okay, see loading, right? So generally this is one way that you can get to know whether your page is loaded or not, until if you run the same command again, you'll see it is complete, okay. So generally this is again one interview question, like how you get to know explicitly whether your page is loaded or not. So you can use this particular JavaScript query, okay. So to run the JavaScript query to know the status, what we can do here, there's one way to execute the query, Chrome driver, okay, execute scripts. You can see here I am not downcasting anything because I have not upcasted it. I just created one object using the Chrome driver. I am creating one object of Chrome driver class, and I'm storing in the same thing, same class. I'm not using WebDriver here. So when we are not upcasting, so there's no need to downcast it to use the Chrome driver, to use the execute script. Okay, we can directly use it. Okay, so this is very simple. Like so that is the important concept here. Like generally people always see that okay, we need to downcast. No, if you have upcast it, then only you need to downcast it to get the execute script method. Okay, so don't confuse with that. Every time you need to downcast only to use this particular method. So let me show one thing. Like suppose if I write WebDriver here, okay, WebDriver here. Simply I've written the WebDriver. That means I have upcasted Chrome driver object, and okay, let me type the Chrome driver again. Chrome driver dot. If I try to do the execute script, I'm not getting the method here. Why? Because I have upcasted it to WebDriver. It has no visibility on that particular what do you call that, particular method. That's why we are not able to see it. So we'll see that later why we are casting, why when we should upcast. As of now, we'll put it Chrome driver itself. Okay, so it is Chrome driver. So now if I try to get the methods, I see one execute script method here, right? Okay, so here what we need to do. So yeah, so here what we are trying to do, we need to execute the script. So what is the document? So similar thing. What do we execute? Same thing, document.dd state. We need to use it here. Document.dd state. Okay. So what you can do here, we can use the return statement here. Okay. So that it will give me this one. Okay. And string status. Okay. And let's print it, see what it gives me that status. Can you see it is printing with a complete, right? So like suppose when you are using some, but this particular technology will not work sometime for Ajax calls or some dynamic application, because sometimes you get the ready state when the Ajax call is being executed itself. But this is a common check you can have till the page load state is complete. You can you can wait till the page load is complete. Okay, so this normal thing, let me comment on this particular line so that we can see the output properly. Okay, okay, so okay, so I think basics are done, and we see what we can use other things. It is Chrome. Okay, so okay, let me explain the difference between close and quit. Okay, so what I will do here, I will get another, I will get, I will open two browsers here. Okay, so it will be like Chrome Driver 1, and the Chrome Driver 1, I will load Facebook. Okay, Chrome Driver 1, I will load the Facebook. Okay, I will let me go the facebook.com. Okay, so it is done. Now let me comment out all these codes. Okay, so what I've done here, I have two browsers. I have opened two browsers, browser 1, browser 2, and I'm opening two different URLs in that. Okay, and I'm calling cronedriver.close. Okay, so let's see what happens now. So what happens now, it should open two browsers. So first time it is opening and it should load the next one. Okay, so it's opening the Facebook. Okay, can you see the only the first browser was closed, right? Because we are calling the close method of Chrome driver. Okay, let me use the quit method. Okay, Chrome dot quit. So what should happen now? Let me comment out this one. Okay, so this also I asked in mock interview, and maybe people were confused with this. So let me run the code again. Okay, so it is opening the first browser, then second browser. Let me scroll it down. It's loading the automationpractice.com website. Now it will load the Facebook, and and see it waits till the page is loaded completely. Not completely, but yeah. Okay, so you can see again one browser was closed. That is first one. So quit doesn't mean that whatever browser you have opened, everything will be closed. No, quit will close all the browsers launched by same driver instance. Okay, for example, this we have two instances, right? Chrome, two driver sessions, two web driver sessions. So if this particular web driver, like when you click on something, it opens a new window. Okay, and when we call the quit method on Chrome driver.quit, then it will close all those two browsers, two windows. But if you have two different web driver instances, so calling quit will not close for browsers for all the web driver instances. Okay, it is only when I'm calling the Chrome driver that quit. Okay, I'm calling on the first web driver instance, so it will close all the browsers for this particular instance. It will not close any browser opened by this Chrome driver one. Okay, so don't get confused between close and quit. Close always closes the currently focused window. Like suppose in a web developer sessions we have five windows open, and on third window currently we are focused. And when we are calling close method, then it will close that particular window, not the other fours. Okay, but when we call the quit, then it will close all the browsers of that particular web developer session, but it will not interfere with others web driver sessions, because here we have two sessions, right? Chrome driver and Chrome driver one. So both are two different things. It will not impact others. Okay. So that is the difference between driver and quit. Sorry, close and quit. Okay. So okay. So we learn good interview questions as well, because these are the basic concept, right? And you should be clear on it. Okay. And okay. Okay, one more thing. This was again interview question, like this is the reference, right? This is the Kumda reference, and they say that you are you are using someone's other code, and you don't know which browser it is open. You just have the driver name. Okay, so okay, so how will you get to know whether which browser you opened here, right? So if you see the Chrome driver, okay, so git capabilities, okay, and git browser name, okay, and if you print it, string browser name, okay, sys out mm, browser name here, and let me print what actually it prints me. Okay, I think it is again launching two browsers. Okay, we need to comment that line. Okay, okay, can you see it is printing Chrome? So there's one scenario based question, like suppose when you're using, like suppose there's one particular application, and when you're using Chrome, so there will be no particular element, or that will be available in Firefox but not for Chrome. So again, it is browser specific thing. Okay, so how you write the logic for that. Okay, so using this one, we can see what is the browser name, and if it is Chrome or it is Firefox or whatever it is. Okay, we need to get the browser name, and then we can write our switch condition or if else condition to write browser specific lines of code. Okay, so there's many methods available here. See the Chrome driver, dot get capabilities. Okay, if we see here, we can see the get versions. Okay, like suppose you want to check that your application should be supported only in browser Chrome 85. Okay, it should not be supported in older versions, so it should not be supported within like suppose it's less than 60. Your Chrome browser version must be greater than 60. So how will you perform those type of validation, right? So you can use the Git version. Okay, and let me print this one for you. String version. Okay, this out version. Okay, and let me comment on this multiple window so that I will not it will not take much time. Okay, so let me run this particular program and see what is the output. Okay, so let me see what is the output here. So we got this Chrome versions, Chrome browser and version, right? So suppose if you want to write some explicit code like if browser name equals ignore case Chrome. Okay, sys out application is only supported in Chrome. Okay, or here we can have like if version. Okay, okay, so here what you can do, because it has sub versions also, right? So what you can do, like suppose your application does not support browser less than 60. So what you can do, we can have versions version dot split. Okay, and you can use dot, like using the dot, then I will get the first one. Okay, so let me, okay, so let me write separately so that not see once this is version, right? And I want to get the major version, right? So I need to split. Okay, so split using dot. Okay, then I will get the first one because it will return me a array. Okay, return me an array, right? So I want to get, if you see the console here, we are getting now only this much 84. Okay, now we want to convert this 84 to integer so that we can have some variation there. So integer integer dot parse int. Okay, so we can have this one. Okay, and it will be in version number something, we can give the name, and here we can have if version number greater than or equal to 60, then we can print a message that application supports browser version greater than 60. Okay, so let me run it and see the output. Okay, so we see that application is only supported in Chrome, and why it didn't print? Let me print the version number. Version number. Okay, so what mistake we are doing here? Array index is start from 0, right? So we need to have the 0 here, not the 84. Okay, so we got to know. And so using this particular capability, get capabilities method, we can know what browser launched by the user, and which version of browser was launched. Okay, and if your application not supporting that, then need to intimate the user that okay, this particular version is not supported. Can you see now it is printing? Okay, so this is again some this type of question you will get in product-based companies. Okay, because their application may not support some latest version or outdated versions, right? So you need to show the proper error message. Okay, so you can use this type of methods here. Okay, so I think we're good for today. So, just to recap, whatever things we learned, like what is the difference between driver and to method? Okay, then sorry, what is the difference between get and to method? Then, uh, and whatever misconception we have that to method will not wait for page load, that is not correct. Both are synonyms, and to method internally calls the get method. Okay, and when we load any URLs using the Git, then also we get access to browser history. It's not like that. If you are loading any URL using Git, you will not get the browser history access. Okay, then we learn the difference between close and quit. So what is curly focused window? And when we are calling quit method, then it closes all the windows opened by that particular web browser session. If there are multiple web browser sessions, so they will not interfere each other. They are only focused to their session. Okay. Then we practice some uh, basic method like get title, get current URL. Okay, and I explained that how can we simply assert two string values. It's not like that. If you don't have distance, you cannot assert two values. Okay, so that interview question for freshers, because they confuse it with, so don't confuse that. And then we see some the get page source, where you can see the complete HTML code. And then we see that how can we know that whether page is loaded completely or not. Okay, so we can use the javascript command that is called document.ready state. And if it is complete, I think it has three states. One is pending, another is something was coming, right? So for that one was complete, pending, and one more is the interactive. Okay, so there are three state of document. So you can use some for loop or while loop just to check whether what is the ready state. If it is complete, then only go further. Okay, and then we see that how can we get the browser name. Now how can you get the versions of currently open browser? It is helpful if your application is not supported, or it supports only the specific version of any browser. Okay, so based on that you can write it. So so here one thing, if you notice this one, so I am splitting using the this one. So this is called regex, regular expression. Okay, so that's why you have used it here. And okay, so okay, so one thing, if you try, can anyone explain like why I have written like this one slash slash dot?
It's a regular expression pattern, right? We need
Yes,
to
it's
pass
regular.
the dot value.
Yeah, it's regular
It's
expression pattern, but there's some logic here. Why I've written, why suppose if I want to split using the white space, so simply I will write like this, right? I will write like this one. Okay, but when I'm using
no,
dot,
we
then I
The
use this.
split is based on that expression.
yeah
Sorry.
pattern we need to provide the value. The one which we are providing the pattern only, then it will be splitting the string value.
Yes, pattern. Okay, that is the basic concept of expressor. But why? Suppose I have the string like this one. Suppose Selenium. I will ask you to split it using E, right? So what logic will I do split? Will I like this one, right? Split, split, and you let simply think E, right? You write like this one, right? But why once I am getting the browser version like this one, 72.23 something something I got it. Why I'm writing dot, then I'm giving two backslash. It's a regular expression, but why I'm not following simply? Why I'm not writing simply dot here?
To get the to get the first element in the list.
No. See, actually, this particular is the one regular expression supported character here. When we are writing thing dot means the first character it is representing, right? But here our string contains the dot. Okay, so I want that don't consider it as a regular expression notation. I want to be splitted it, so I need to escape it. So to escape I need to use the backslash, right? Okay, and to escape to, because backslash is again in javascript it is a character, and if you want to use backslash again, then again we need to add one escape sequence. Okay, that's how we have two backslash with the dot. Okay, like suppose this concept, like if you want to have double quotes within double quotes in Java, right? Then we need to escape it. There is no escape sequence character. It is same thing here. Dot represents the single element. Okay, so in the regular expression, but I want that dot should be used to split the string, so we need to escape it, so I use the backslash. Okay, and to backslash is again one escape sequence in Java, so to again escape it I need to use the backslash. Okay, that's why this syntax comes like this one: dot backslash to escape this particular dot, and to escape this I need to use another one. Okay, I think it is clear.
Yeah, yes, thank you.
Okay, so we'll stop for now. So I think I tried to cover the basic interview questions as well, and the basic differences. And so what people you think, that I am going good, right? Or need to cover more basic, or I'm going too slow, or I'm going too fast?
Oh, Mod, it's perfect. Thanks for
Okay.
your sessions. Yeah.
Okay, so generally in the next session maybe I will cover some locators part, because that is like an important thing. So like I just simply demo to launch the Chrome browser. So there's nothing different. You can launch the Firefox also. They just need to set the key. Let's set property here. I am using the webdriver.chrome.driver, right? So they have webdriver.gecko.driver. Okay, and instead of driving the Chrome driver.exe, you need to download the gecko driver.exe. Okay, so that is the only difference. Otherwise, everything is same. Okay, so if any doubt you have, you can ask now.
Means there is nothing difference, right? Page source and inspect element. Just we are inspecting
See,
the
inspect
element, right?
element,
While
yeah,
there is not.
when you do inspect element, and so difference is, there's no difference. So like suppose I just right click on this particular thing and inspect. So I would directly jump to this particular code.
Right.
Okay, and if you go do get view page source, okay, okay, view page source, here you don't get that one inspector and all. Here you see the inspector, right? This one, sorry, this one, right? You can take this and you can mouse over anywhere. Okay, but in view page source you don't get it. So that is the only the thing.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
so
Yeah.
then generally I've seen some implementation, like suppose there's some tool tip or something is there, right? So if they are not able to locate it, they are directly getting the pesos and verifying its content there. Okay, because whatever you see, it's already with everything this one code only, right? Whatever you see on UI, so maximum thing you can find within this DOM structure. So same thing is there. Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
So any other doubt?
One doubt from my side. What is the exact difference between navigate.to method and get system.get method? As you said, both are maintaining history and both are using for the same navigation. So what is the exact difference?
See, I've explained that part also, like in the WebDriver interface. Okay, so they have inner interface called, by that one, yes, not this one here, right? So if you see this one, so we have okay, so this is parent interface, right? WebDriver. Inside that they have inner interfaces. Okay, so like IME handler, navigation options, these are called inner interface of within that one. Okay, so inside the navigation they have some methods. Okay, inside this navigation they have these methods like back, forward, refresh, and all. Okay, so simply they have categorized these methods inside one inner interface called navigation. Okay, so because you have only driver dot get, you don't have driver dot back or driver dot forward, something you don't have. So they've created one inner interface called navigation, and inside navigation they have these relevant methods. Okay, so here also they have included, because this navigation is giving the access for browser history, or like refreshing the URL, refreshing the current loaded URL. So they have created given one method to also to just to navigate it. Okay, so you
Okay, yeah.
so actual difference is like navigation is one interface which have some database methods to go access the browser history, refreshing, or even you can use the even you can navigate to the URL. Okay, but to and get works in the same way, because to internally calls the get method. Okay, it's like same thing but two different methods. That's all. And the actual difference will be again like you can use driver.get directly, but to use the navigate you need to call driver.navigate, then you can use this one. Okay, so that is just a calling is difference. Otherwise everything is same.
Okay, thank you.
So that is only difference. So any other question? And you can see here also that I loaded 3 URLs using the get, right? And I tried to use the back and forward, so I was able to do it, because it is not storing. It's not correct that only if you load the URL using the two method, then only the browser history will remain. No, that is the browser property. If you're accessing any URL, so if you're going back and forward, so some browser history will be saved. So whatever way you load the URL, you always get access on the browser history, and you can use the back and forward method. Okay. So yeah, any other question? I think there's no more questions, so I can wind up this session, and you can give the feedback on it, because I don't know that what is the level of basic understanding of Selenium Java of the attendees. But yeah, if you need like some specific information, so you can stop me and can ask, because this is the learning purpose. Because I'm not taking any session, taking any classes, also that I need to go like step by step. But whatever I am getting in my mind, I'm just explaining. Okay.
Yeah, Ahmad, it's good. It's very nice session, Ahmad. Thanks for your time and yeah.
So if you don't have any questions, I can wind up this session and we'll meet next weekend. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, thank you
Thank
everyone
you.
for joining
Thank
this
you.
session.
Yeah,
Thank
yeah.
you.
Good night.
Thanks, Amol.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.